Hey guys, welcome to Cray Outdoors. So overall, my trip to the Poconos was pretty boring. I will be making a camp vlog video. I know those videos are pretty boring. They're more or less a way for me and my friends to just remember the shenanigans and the trips we go on, the adventures we have. But I will be posting that. Fishing was pretty boring as well. Fishing was fair at best. I'll be posting those videos. Nothing too exciting, but the one exciting thing, the most exciting part of this trip was definitely the bears. It's fall. There's always bears whenever I come to our camp here. They're always running around looking for food, begging for food. But they became very, very bold in the last couple of years, and it being the beginning of fall, they're getting fattened up for the winter. And they were just all over the place, eating everything in sight. There's this one bear in particular we kept having problems with. I had 3 incidents with him. I'll roll the footage of the 3rd incident first because that's the one that I got the most video of. I decided just to make a separate video of all the bear encounters we had because that was definitely the most exciting thing that happened. And in this video, I'll sort of explain what happened. So here is the 3rd incident we had with this big giant bear we were calling Jabba the Hutt. Bear just startled me, and I think I startled him a little bit. We got our friend coming. What? I said our friend's here.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Jabba. Hey, Jabba. Hey, Jabba the Hutt bear.
Yeah, we don't got no food for you. Sorry, buddy.
Jabba the Hutt bear, you know.
We got no food for you. Where's the boards? Look at that thing.
Hey, buddy. Oh my gosh. Please help me.
No, you're going. Here, Zap. Well, there's our bear encounter for you.
Oh my god.
That thing is gonna freaking eat you.
The foot from me. Good lord.
Well, I think that's the closest we've been to one yet. I don't know what. Why is he coming that close? I think he smells the burger on me, actually.
Good lord, that thing got close. That's a huge bear.
That is a big bear. So the way I scared that bear away was we have these 2 boards right here that I banged together really hard, and that noise scared him away. You've really got to stand your ground with these things. Like I said, that was the 3rd incident we had with that bear. I'm not really sure like what his deal was that time. I did have, you'll see in the video, a can of root beer in my hands, and we had just put the food away, so I'm guessing he smelled the food in the cabin and wanted us to give him the food that was in the cabin. We had just put the grill away, just put all the food away. Maybe he wanted the Pepsi. There's a lot of people here from New York City that don't know how to deal with bears, and so I know this sounds crazy, but it's possible he wanted to be pet. I'm not even sure. We didn't feel comfortable petting him. So yeah, the way to deal with a bear that's approaching you like that is to stand your ground with them. We should have never let him even enter the campsite. We should have banged those boards sooner. We sort of let our guard down because we saw like 9 different bears this trip that, you know, made their rounds, you know, walked past the campsite, you know, looked at us for food, but never really, you know, just came right into the campsite and approached us. He saw that bear came and approached us, and he approached us very, very fast. So it was kind of a scary situation, but I actually wasn't too scared that time because that was the 2nd incident we had with them, or the 3rd incident we had with them. The 1st incident, I don't know if I have any footage of that or not. If I do, I'll roll it right now. Well, we've got 2 bears out there right now. One's coming. Yeah, turn lights on him. Jack's taking out his gun just so he feels more comfortable. Nope, little one ran away from the big one. Someone left some trash or something. Yeah, he looked at the... Normally they're not afraid of people. He just looked to see what's going on. Yeah.
Why are we in Pennsylvania?
Oh, there's another one, a 3rd one, behind the dumpster. He's climbing up on the dumpster.
Oh, yeah, he was up on his hind
You taking stuff out of your car made him think that you're gonna feed him, and that's why he's coming towards us.
Look at that pot belly. That's Jabba the Hutt.
That thing is fat.
Jabba the Hutt bear.
I could outrun that thing. Dude, don't. He's fine.
80 miles an hour.
He thinks we're gonna feed him.
Why is he getting over here?
He thinks we're gonna feed him.
Matt,
No, we're not gonna feed you.
hold on.
He likes my hot dogs.
Yeah,
I told you they're better than
he's
salmon.
smelling the air.
You actually, you can actually promise to go away.
No, go. Don't let him get near the food. Go. Hey.
We have fire, after all. Right there. Wait, that's a little baby bear.
Oh yeah, he's tagged too.
Yeah, I
Careful,
see it.
there's one still hanging here. He's sitting there. Yeah, I'm gonna start putting food away. Careful that dude. Be careful of that one that's sitting behind you. That one's the big one. That one's the one that's being a lot more aggressive. Go. Go. We're cooking food here, and he came and sat down right here, and he was just sitting there, chilling, and he made it very clear that he wasn't going to leave until we fed him or did something. So finally my friend tossed a rock, and he got up and chased after the rock, you know, thinking it was food. Then when he saw it was just a rock, he just gave us a look like, screw you guys, and then continued on his way. So it was kind of funny. But yeah, and there was a second bear at that time that was over on the other side of the campsite also looking at us for food. Because we were cooking food, like I said, we were cooking hamburgers and hot dogs. It was the very first night. So that was the first incident with Jabba the Hutt. And then the second incident, I'll roll that footage right now, what little I have of that. Now that's what we're making, and we had to strain it, and I think he smells it. Alright, don't feel comfortable with this thing. So ironically, the second incident we had with that bear, I was very nervous. Similar situation to that first incident. What happened was, if you watch my camp vlog, you'll see the plumbing in this cabin is completely shot. We don't have a drain. We were straining the pasta outside. The bear smelled the food, came from nowhere. You saw where he came, you know, from in between my cars. And I'm yelling at my friend, get the food, you know, inside, ASAP. He wanted to take a picture of it, so he was sitting on the porch here. I'll show you. My friend was standing on the porch with the food. He did end up getting some pretty insane pictures. So yeah, he did get some pretty insane pictures, but he wasn't very scared because he had the food in his hands, and the bear came way closer than, you know, we expected. It came dangerously close, just within, you know, a couple feet of us. So he wasn't scared because he knew that he could drop that food, and the bear was going to eat the food, and he'd have time to run into the cabin. Also, a shotgun was sitting right there. And you're not supposed to feed him. Feeding him is like the last thing you want to do. That's the reason why that bear is acting the way he was acting. He's used to people giving him food. And I can sort of understand, you know, when that thing's hanging around your campsite or approaches you like that. A lot of people, even people that know not to feed them, I'm sure have been throwing them food just because, you know, they're scared. You give them food, and that's the only way to get them to move on. Unless you stand your ground with them. That's why you've really got to stand your ground with them, bang pots or something to get them away from you. But yeah, so my friend was the one taking the pictures in that second incident we had with Jabba the Hutt. He wasn't very scared because he knew he could drop the food and make it into the cabin, worst case scenario. And that's when my other friend, Matt, was smart enough, found these things in the cabin, came out, banged them, and that scared him away. Just in the nick of time, because, you know, otherwise my friend was going to have to drop the food. It was, the bear was got extremely close. So the second incident, I was the one, you know, filming, not scared, because I knew we had these things sitting there, and I knew that I could scare him away with those. But once again, we let him get way too close. Really didn't expect them to just, because I didn't have any food on me, on my person, outside of that can of root beer. I don't know, I guess I just didn't expect him to come that close that quickly. Definitely kind of a scary situation. Just word of advice, that's why you can't feed the bears. Unfortunately, I'm hoping that enough people will start standing their ground with that bear, and maybe once the fall season's over, he'll be a little less aggressive. But unfortunately, that bear's probably going to end up dead. I mean, you cannot be approaching people in the way that that bear approached us. A lot of people would have shot it. The DNR would destroy that bear if he becomes a problem, and I'd say right now he's a problem bear. So we saw a lot of bear cubs this weekend too. I'll roll the footage of the first round of bear cubs that came by with their mother. Mother bear and 3 cubs over there found something to eat. Show you how crazy the bears are out here.
There's no plural for bear.
Bear cubs are. 3 little cubs and a mother. They're just wrestling with each other a second ago.
Is she pooping? What's happening?
I don't know what. Yeah, she's
something?
pooping.
She's doing something?
Oh, there's a bear pooping on film. A mother bear. Hope you enjoyed that segment. Oop, there's those 2 cubs. They're just playing, messing with each other. Look like we're gonna fight with each other again. All right, good. She's going back that way. That is awesome. Not a very big mother. We've seen some pretty darn big bears here this week. And this was my last big bear incident, just to set the stage for you. So I was just sitting there at the fire pit. This is my very last day here. My friends had all left. I was completely alone. A little nervous with all the bears in the area. There was no wind or anything that night. Dead silent night. And everything's dead silent. Next thing I know, this thing is like practically at my feet. It's crazy how quiet these things move. Just sitting there at the fire, and here comes a freaking bear cub. The question is, where the crap is Mom? Look at him look at the fire. That is crazy. I'm freaked out because I don't know where Mama Bear is. If you're orphaned, I'm not going to take you in. Look at the hair cub look at the fire. There he runs. Curious thing must be the first time I saw fire. I don't know where he went. He's under my car now. I have no idea where Mama is, so I'm going to stay back until I find out. So they're telling me this bear cub's mom got killed, and that's why it's a lone bear cub, which makes me feel a lot safer. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I feel really bad for him now, but... The situation there is that was an orphaned bear. Apparently the mother and its siblings climbed a power pole, got scared by a vehicle or something, climbed a power pole on the next street over, and got electrocuted, which is kind of sad. So that poor bear cub's running around, didn't know what was going on. I'm sorry the video was kind of shaky, and I didn't get it all on film, but really funny watching him be curious about the fire, looking at the fire, sniffing the fire, getting burned by the fire. But yeah, the poor thing didn't know what was going on. Bear cubs, when they approach you, that definitely presents a unique situation. In that situation, I honestly have no idea what to do. Right before I started filming, I just ran to the cabin because I'm like, I have no idea where the mother is, or what's going on here. The neighbor came out, saw the whole thing, and came out and let me know. She recognized it as the orphaned cub and let me know that, you know, the mother was not around and that I was not in any danger. And so then I was able to go back out and go to the fire again. But yeah, it was scary there for a second. If a bear cub randomly approaches you, I would say just try and get out of that situation, try and get away from there and someplace safe until you locate the mother. It's not the first time I've seen a bear cub running around without a mother. I've been in a situation similar to that actually in Allegheny State Park. Looking back at it now, it was probably the same situation where it was an orphaned bear cub. So yeah, it's definitely a unique situation. Just be careful. It's bear country. It's the fall. They're eating everything in sight. They're approaching people for food. So just be extra careful out there. And I guess that's where I'll end this little vlog bear advice thing. Maybe I'll throw some last clips in of some of the bears I saw this weekend. Well, we got our first bear of the trip. It's just a little young one eating something. I don't know if I get that close to him. another bear. I don't know. We've had a lot of bears come through. It's different from the mother and cubs that was just here a second ago. Just to show you, this is where a bear ripped apart the cabin the week before we got here, apparently. Ripped apart part of the roof right here. He was going after the honeycomb that you can see inside of there. The neighbors say it was quite the scene watching that bear crawl onto the roof and get stung by the bees. So yeah, I'm gonna try and repair this real quick before I leave. So that was before we got here. And yeah, bears are just crazy. They're getting into everything this time of year, getting fat for the winter. There he goes. Look at the belly on that thing. Holy crap, look at that thing's belly. It's almost hitting the ground. One last thing I should mention, just because I know everybody's going to be asking this in the comments section. This is on a private road. This is a private neighborhood. Only the people that have camps up here pay maintenance on the road and are allowed on the road. So obviously I'm not going to be saying where this is. All I'll say is it's in Pennsylvania. And that's all I'm going to say. There's a public camping area nearby. I'm guessing that's where the bears are getting food from people and intimidating people. I don't want to increase the problem or encourage the problem. So I'm not saying where this is. Sorry. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to share the video. I mainly post fishing videos. If you're into fishing, be sure to subscribe. And thanks for watching. See you guys later in the next adventure.